Guys, in 2021, NASCAR is going to be racing at the Roval. Actually, no, that's the wrong Roval. Let me fix that. There we go. That Roval. Yo, what is up everyone, my name is 𝘼𝙗𝙙𝙬𝙬 from NASCAR on MDK. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Lines. We have a massive episode for you guys, so big in fact that we have to cover another story in tomorrow's episode. That's right, we're going to have back-to-back episodes of Inside the Lines. I think that's the first time I've done that in a long time, if not ever, on this channel. But there's a very good reason for it for tomorrow's episode. But for today we have 3 stories stuck by here, and one is a massive one. It broke earlier today from Adam Stern. I believe actually Bob Parker's first reported it on social media that NASCAR has announced their 2021 Daytona Speed Week schedule. Now usually with Daytona Speed Weeks, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is for the Clash and for ARCA practice and the race, with ARCA racing on Saturday nights, with Daytona 500 pole qualifying on Sunday, followed by the Clash. And then next week is when you get on with the trucks, Xfinity, and Cup races. That is all going to be changed. Instead of having Daytona Speed Weeks air for 2 weeks, it's now going to be in just 1 week. From Tuesday to Sunday, all NASCAR, all at Daytona. And the Clash is going to be moved from Sunday afternoon on the Oval to Tuesday night on the Roval, the Daytona Road Course that is home for the IMSA and for motocross. That is now going to be the home for the Clash at Daytona for the NASCAR Cup Series. Now, what's interesting about this is that Bob Parker reported that NASCAR, they're going to have the teams and drivers use the original, or at least the current generation of cars, the Gen 6 car. They're not going to use the next-gen cars, which, in my opinion, it makes sense. You know, it's an exhibition race, and it's on a new track like the Roval, Daytona Roval, I should say. You don't want teams to spend extra time trying to figure out, okay, how is this new car gonna work on a road course that, at a road course like Daytona, doesn't really matter. You don't really need to have all that extra time, all that extra effort to put on the teams and drivers. So I think it's a good idea to have NASCAR use the current generation of cars to race at the Clash. Because it's also a brand new thing, completely new. I mean, it's just awesome. It's so cool to see NASCAR make this move. A lot of people expect this to happen, or at least I expect it to. When a lot of people were speculating, okay, NASCAR, they need to do something with the Clash. I really theorized that they were going to put it on the road course, and they're going to do it on a Tuesday night, not in the afternoon. It's going to be at nighttime. This reminds me a lot of back in 2006 when 𝘼𝙗𝙬𝙬, I think this was their last season, round number 3 of the season, they raced on the road course at Daytona. It's a completely different series, different types of cars, but that's one that just stuck out to me, was like a flashback to the 𝘼𝙗𝙬𝙬 days. But I am so excited for this. I think this is what the Clash needed, to have a bit of a spark, bit of something new. And it's also, I love the way how NASCAR sort of set up the Daytona Speedweeks schedule. Take a look now at the schedule for Daytona Speedweeks in 2021. So we start off on Tuesday night with the Busch Clash at the road course. Then on Wednesday, it is Daytona 500 pole qualifying. The following day on Thursday will be the duels at Daytona. Then on Friday will be the Truck Series race at Daytona. And then on Saturday will be for both the Lucas Oil 200 for the ARCA Racing Series, as well as the Xfinity Series NASCAR Racing Experience 300. And that ends up on Sunday, February 14th, on Valentine's Day, the 63rd running of the Daytona 500. So that's also a couple changes. Daytona 500 pole qualifying moved from Sunday to Wednesday afternoon. And for the first time ever, we're going to have a double header with the Xfinity and ARCA the day before the Daytona 500. ARCA Night in America the day before the Daytona 500. It is awesome. It's a small change. Well, let me stand back for a second. It's not a small change. It's a massive change, and it's a great change. I really love that NASCAR is doing it. Obviously, all the boomers are going to be like, oh, this is bad, this is stupid, this is dumb. No, I don't think this is dumb. I think NASCAR needed to do this because I think it's wall-to-wall coverage, and I think it's good to have everything in a week because it's like every day is leading up to the biggest race of the year, instead of just having the Clash and 500 have a separate week on its own. It's more like a throwaway week. I love having Monday, we start off with coverage with probably practice, something like that. And then from Tuesday on to every day during that week, from the 9th to the 14th, is something. You know, it's unlike with Daytona 500 speed weeks in previous years, where you get for 1 week is only Saturday and Sunday, and then the next week is Thursday to Sunday. You know, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there's nothing there, nothing's happening during those times. But now, Monday you might have media day, but then Tuesday you got a race. Wednesday you got qualifying. Thursday you got races. Friday, Saturday, and Saturday you got 2 races. Friday you got a race, and Sunday you got a race. I mean, every day is something, and I think all this is going to lead up to the biggest race of the year more and more. I feel like less is more, but in terms of separating it into 2 weeks might, you know, cause fans to lose interest, so to speak. And what I mean by that is if you have something for over a span of 2 weeks, it might start to fall off a bit. You know, but once you have everything compact into 1 week, and like I said, wall-to-wall coverage from Tuesday to Sunday, and have every race just build up just that much more to the Daytona 500, I think all this does is just add more excitement to the race, and this is already a great step for NASCAR. I feel like I love what they're doing with this Tuesday to Sunday strategy, and yeah, already major changes in 2021. And it's going to start off with the Clash on the road course. That is super cool to hear. And it's on a Tuesday night. That's going to be very weird also. On a Tuesday night, you're going to have the Busch Clash on the road course. But I'm very interested to see how NASCAR and the drivers tackle that. Because I believe one of the main issues, and I think the main reasons why they made the switch, was because of what happened in this year's Clash. I mean, just wreck after wreck after wreck. Also in last year's Clash. I mean, nothing happened, and then they just had a massive wreck, and then that was it. This year, wreck after wreck after wreck after wreck after wreck after wreck. I think not a single car had a clean race. Erik Jones won the race when his car looked like a dumpster. It just came out of a dumpster car park. And he won the race. It was entertaining, yes, but my God, it was stupid that race was. I think this is NASCAR's way of saying, okay, let's stop trying to tear up all these race cars. Let's try and make this event unique. And I think putting it on the road course, under the lights, I think that's the way to do it. I want the Clash to stay. A lot of people were saying, for example, Kevin Harvick, he wanted the Clash to just be gone outright completely. I want the Clash to stay, and if this is a way to keep the Clash to make it different, then I'm all for it. And we're going to stick with the road course theme in this episode, but this time it's revolving around who's going to be entering into one of the road courses in 2020. Now, for those of you who don't know, in July 4th weekend, when NASCAR heads to Indy, the Xfinity Series will not be racing on the oval, I should say. It will be racing on the roval. And one driver that's going to be participating in that race is none other than 3-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. It's Smoke! Tony Stewart will make his NASCAR return for the first time since 2016 Homestead Cup race. What was that, 4 years? He's going to be making a return to NASCAR competition, competing in a Stewart-Haas car in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in the July Brickyard Road Course race for the Xfinity Series. This is also big in terms of, I mean, it's always cool to have a former star come back into the series, and I'm so excited to see Smoke race again. I'm also very interested to see how he will do with all these young guns. Now, of course, the reason why Tony Stewart picked that race, and we have long speculated before that if Tony Stewart were to return to NASCAR, it's going to be at a road course, most likely in Xfinity. Many people were speculating that he might return during the Roval race back in Charlotte, maybe even the year before or in 2019 in Xfinity, but no, he decided to pick Indy. Of course, you know, we all know the relationship that Tony Stewart has with Indianapolis, so when this announcement was made that Xfinity would race the road course at Indianapolis, I think Tony Stewart was like, okay, that's it. That's the one I want to race at. I think if it wasn't Indy, he was going to pick the Charlotte Roval, but because, again, like I said, with the relationship Tony Stewart has with the Brickyard, it makes sense for Stewart to return to NASCAR. Basically at the track that he calls home. So very excited for Tony Stewart to be back in NASCAR competition. It's also going to be cool to see him, race against drivers, like Noah Gragson, Austin Cindric, who's a very good road course racer. I'm not a fan of him, but he's a really good road course racer. Chase Briscoe is another driver. Very interested to see how he does, because remember, when Stewart gets in the car, Briscoe and Stewart, they're going to be teammates because they're both under Stewart-Haas operation. So regardless, this is all just going to be so much fun to watch. And yeah, I cannot wait to see how Smoke does behind the wheel in an Xfinity car in July 4th weekend. And now finally, our last story. It's a mini story, revolves around Jimmie Johnson. Now everyone knows he's going to be retiring from full-time Cup competition at the end of the 2020 season. And it looks like his first stop on his bucket list after NASCAR is going to be on IndyCar. He posted these two photos on his Twitter on March 4th earlier today. So much for a roomy interior. He then followed up with a retweet from someone that said, "What does that mean?" And he said, quote, "It means my friends at Arrow McLaren, Schmidt, Peterson offered to let me jump in a car and test with them next month at Barber Motorsports Park." And here's another clip from Patrico Award, probably butchered that first name, my apologies, who was going to be competing for Arrow, Schmidt, Peterson, or that whole team, Spam, we're going to call him Spam, Schmidt, Peterson, Arrow, McLaren Racing, for full-time in the IndyCar Series next year. He put this on Instagram of Jimmie Johnson at their shop. So more than likely, if IndyCar, or if Jimmie Johnson's going to race in IndyCar, it's going to be with Schmidt, Peterson, Arrow, McLaren. I don't know, that's too long of a name. More than likely going to be out of a road course. Now, with the addition of the halo that IndyCar, or not the halo, but the aero screen, I should say, that IndyCar will implement next season. I don't know, this season, I should say. We might see Jimmie Johnson tackle ovals maybe because of that addition, but more than likely we're probably going to see him on a road course, maybe at Barber, maybe at Long Beach, I don't know, but it's going to be at a road course. Hell, maybe in the Indy GP, who knows? But yes, more than likely it's going to be on a road course, and who knows, it probably could come as soon as next year. But it's a lot of stuff is happening with road courses. We have the Busch Clash racing on a road course, and well, quite frankly, a whole revamp of the Daytona Speedweek schedule with the Busch Clash on the road course on Tuesday, Daytona 500 pole qualifying on Wednesday, the duels on Thursday, trucks on Friday, ARCA Night in America and Xfinity on Saturday, the day before the Daytona 500, which caps off on Valentine's Day on Sunday. Stewart back, Smokey's back in NASCAR and Xfinity car to Indy, and Johnson more than likely could be in an Indy car as soon as 2021 or 2022. My God, there's a lot of stuff to take in. Now, of course, like I said earlier on in the episode, there will be another one tomorrow. This was regarding the future of the next-gen car. In fact, if I can just reach it over here, I've already got the script right here to get ready for you guys. I'm going to film it as soon as I finish this one for tomorrow. Yeah, grind don't stop here on MDK. Tell me, what do you guys think about this episode? What do you guys think about any of the three stories I talked about here, whether it's with the Busch Clash or with Stewart coming back, or with Johnson participating in IndyCar? What track you would like to see maybe Jimmie race at in the future? Now, guys, before I end this, I'll make sure you guys go to the link in the description box down below, or one of the two. I don't know if it's on this way or this way, but there's going to be a card right there to show you guys a video of from one of my best friends, 𝘼𝙗𝙬𝙁. He's trying to make it into hashtag front 10K. It's a Call of Duty club. Make sure you guys go and check him out. Show him some love in the comment section down below, or just leave a like, or just check it out in general. He really makes some banger content, I feel like, in my opinion. A very underrated YouTuber. Has only around 74, 76 subs. So wants to get 100 before the end of the weekend. So if you guys could, make sure you guys check him out and just say hi. Leave a like, subscribe, do whatever you want, but just check him out. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's going to end off for this episode of Inside the Line. So leave a like and subscribe for more content. But until next time, my name is 𝘏𝙗𝙗 from NASCAR on MDK, and I'll see you guys in the next video.